Hi everybody, I'm Adrienne and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a 12 by 12 scrapbook process video. And I'm using the September kits from Kitaholic Kits. I will link down below my gallery and also the Kitaholic Kits website link for you. So I've decided to use this pretty pink paper with like a sort of a it's sort of a diamond pattern and it's got these crosses in the middle. I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's really quite pretty. And I'm just cutting out the middle I've left a inch border, and now I'm just cutting off an inch to put the white in the middle, so I've just got using it as a border. So this is the photo that I've chosen to use or to scrap today, and it's a 4x4 photo of my daughter, and she's holding up two signs, I guess, from the Z petrol stations that raise money for Heart Kids this year. And this was the thank you photo that we took to pop up on the Heart Kids page, and I thought it was just perfect to go with this collection and the bits and pieces that were in it. So I decided to mount it on a bit of white cardstock. It was a bit of scrap that I had in my stash, and I'm just using double-sided tape for that, and I've just done a slight border around it. And then I've also cut out of the same pink paper a 5x5 square, which will just give me some more dimension and just bring that out again, make that photo pop out. Okay, so I just double side tape all of that together. I seem to always run out of tape and glue, and yeah, just mostly eyeball it. Cool. So I've decided to use my Scotch tacky glue on here, just so that when I'm eyeballing it and placing it on, I've got a little bit of wriggle room in case I don't get it quite right. I find with bigger pieces I'm not so great sometimes. So using the Kind Heart page from the Maggie Holmes Willow Lane, which I'm just showing you there, and also the Jennifer Hadfield page, which is a beautiful rose gold foiled paper, or vellum, and I've just fussy cut out both of those pages, the shapes on there. So I've already pre-done that, didn't make you watch me do that. It's pretty easy to do. Now there was also in the Kitaholic Kits September kit this beautiful blue navy, was not really navy, it's a beautiful blue tool, and I for the life of me could not find my needle and thread, so I did something up here, and I decided to use some really thin double-sided tape in the middle, and then I've used the ribbon that I wanted to use, and I've sort of bunched it up and used that to get the effect that I wanted. So on her skirt or her dress in the photo, it sort of flares out like so that's why I've sort of made it look like a tutu or a flared skirt at the bottom of the photo. I thought it would look really cool. So that was my theory there. I just used glue and double-sided tape just to get that effect of like a tutu with the tool. I think that's a word for it. If I've got the wrong word for it. So yeah, pretty easy. Just use some glue there to hold it down. And then I'm using some adhesive foam, and I just chop that in half, that what I've got there. And what so I'm just tying that while I've got the weight on the foam with the glue. I'm just tying the bow. I found it easier to have something on there. So yeah, I'm just tying the knot on, and I'll do the bow later. It's just to keep it in place. And now I'm using my hole punch, which isn't a hole punch, it is a tag punch. So I'm just using some white cardstock and also the pink again. And I just made 2 of those. I'm just cutting the white one down slightly more just so that it will be offset on the pink there. So that's where I've decided that I'm going to do my title now. Going with my theme, I had these figures. They're actually, I got them from my sister on one of my visits there. So, and I really love these. They've got like the foam is like a navy colour and they are rose gold. So I was like, right, this is a perfect layout to use them. So I've decided that my title is going to be grateful, because, you know, that's really what I felt like this photo was about. Like, you know, we're grateful, Harkes is grateful, everybody is just, you know, so, you know, grateful for everything. So I thought that would just be perfect for this title. So that's what I've done. And I've just put it on, it was slightly too, I thought about putting it in the middle, but it was slightly too long. So I put it on an angle and I thought, oh, yeah, that's actually going to look better. So that's what I've done there. And then now I'm just using a fine tip pen, fine tip black pen, and just putting a bit of a border on there to get it to stand out a bit more. Title to pop off. And then I also use the Tim Holtz Distress Oxide, and it is the Spun Sugar colour, just around the outside, just to give it a little bit of pink and yeah, pop out a bit more, and just some softness, just to tone down the white that's on there. It's pretty easy, so just tie another knot in there, and then I do my bow. And I have a bit of trouble with this, but I finally get there in the end. Practice makes perfect. I need to do more bows, I think. Okay. And then I've decided to just slightly offset the tag so that it doesn't look, doesn't look perfect. But I did a little bit of, on the dress, it was, the double-sided tape was actually sticking out a little bit on there, so, and I already knew that I was going to be using that to cover it up a bit, so wasn't quite worried. So really happy with how that came out in the end. It's sort of, I had an idea of what I wanted to do using the rose gold, but yeah, really happy with how it came together as I was doing it. Now I'm going to do some more hidden journaling. This tag is in the kit, as well, and I'm just actually going to pop it underneath the skirt there so it's not so obvious, because I really hate my writing. One day I will practice trying to do something really fancy. Yeah, so that's what I've done. I've just tucked it under the skirt there. So these vellum pieces that I've cut out, I'm just using some very thin double-sided tape, and this is from scrapbook.com. My stash, and I'm just using a little bit so that it actually can come off the page, and I can tuck things under it if I want to, just give that, you know, a bit of extra dimension and shadow. I accidentally glued this one of them underneath the photo where I didn't want it, but I pulled it out and there was a rip in it, and I thought, well, it doesn't even matter, because where I wanted it, which is there, it actually covered it up anyway, so that was good. Now these are the hearts that I had fussy cut out from one of the pages, so I'm just working these together to give them some dimension and how I wanted them to be. So I chose the hearts because obviously there's hearts on her dress, and I thought they would be just pretty to go, and I like the navy to go with the skirt, and then I've got the pinks to go with the rose gold, and obviously the border and things as well. So I'm just cut that heart up so it'll fit into the corner, and just use my Scotch tacky glue just to glue all these down. And I've just folded the hearts in the middle and used the glue to prop up on some of them, and some of them I've just left flat. Pretty easy. So now I'm using Nuvo crystal drops. This is actually antique rose gold that I'm using, and I'm just popping these around sporadically to give some extra dimension. And I'm going with the circle themes because of the signs, so that's where my sort of inspiration's drawing from, with the round sort of flowery rose gold vellum, and also the round rose gold, antique rose gold Nuvo drops. So that's my thought process on that. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you get some inspiration for your next project, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.